Time for a serious rant. This has been something that's been on my mind a lot recently. No, not breasts, but the misconception about breasts. The misconception goes like this. If a girl has big breasts, therefore that is the girl you want to have. If a girl has a perfect size buttocks, therefore that is the type of girl you want to have. Essentially, the bigger, the better. The problem is, though, is that I highly and strongly disagree with this mentality that most men have. The bigger the breasts, the better it is. The bigger the butt, the better it is. The thinner the legs, the better it is. And this misconception is spread all around the United States to females from ages 10 all the way up to 20 and even age 30. You have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way, and you have to act a certain way in order to be accepted in the mainstream of society. If you don't have big breasts, then you're not going to have a lot of guys want you. If you don't have the perfect body, not a lot of guys are going to want you. These are the type of misconceptions that are spreading around our society and world today, and it really begins to piss me off. Because all these things are completely wrong misconceptions about how a girl should be. Just because a girl has a perfect buttock size or a breast size should never be a man's motivation for pursuing a girl. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that a guy should never pursue a girl only because she has big breasts, only because she has a perfect butt, only because she weighs a perfect weight, such as maybe 99 pounds or something. Any guy who pursues a girl for that specific motivation, because she has big breasts, is a player and a user. Period. If a guy is going after a girl because she has big breasts or because she has a perfect body, then that guy is a user and player. Again, he's a user and player. That is it. So I was sitting in my college library several weeks ago, and sitting next to me was a girl, and sitting next to that girl was two adults about my age, roughly between 17 through 20 years of age, I assume. I had headphones on, however, I kept picking up little bits of their conversation they were having with this girl. So what I eventually did is I silenced my headphones and still kept them in my ear so I could hear the conversation that was happening right beside me to hear the whole story. What these two guys were doing is they were talking this girl and walking this girl through her Facebook friends list, asking the girl to hook them up with a girl with big breasts. No, ladies and gentlemen, I am not making this up. The two guys were trying to have the girl hook them up with girls with big breasts. And more specifically, what bothers me even more is the fact that they said to the girl, I quote, "Try to find a girl who has extremely low self-esteem so therefore we can have sex with her a lot easier." I heard those words come out of that man's mouth. The first thing I thought of was, "Hey mister, you wanna see a magic trick?" Bam! He's dead. Pencil in the forehead. That's what crossed my mind. I seriously could not believe what I just heard. Basically, he wants this girl to hook him up with some of her friends that she knows in real life over Facebook, and find girls with low self-esteem that have a nice body and use them for sex. This type of stuff pisses me off beyond comprehension. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Just because someone has big breasts does not mean that bigger is better. Just because a guy thinks a girl has big breasts should never be his motivation. Any guy who is searching out a girl with low self-esteem only for him to compliment her, make her feel good, and then try to get sex off of her is a freak. He is nothing more than a freak. He is nothing more than a player and user. And what's worst of all is that he is objectifying that girl. He is making that girl out to be only a sex object, and that's all he wants, and he'll do anything to achieve it. These type of men, I literally want to grab their testicles, rip them in half, stuff them down their throat, and gag them to death. It absolutely infuriates me beyond expression when guys do this. And I'm not sure why, but a lot of men at my college seem to have this mentality that women are merely sex objects. You carefully look for any girl who has low self-esteem, because if she has low self-esteem, you're going to most likely be able to get in bed with her. Why the hell do so many men think with their dick and not with their brain? Your brain is located here, not in your pants. And moving off that topic to girls in general, if I have any girls watching this video, I don't care what age you are, if any girls are watching this video, I want you to hear this. Your value and self-esteem does not depend upon what a guy thinks of you. Your value and self-esteem does not depend on what society thinks of you. Whether you are a girl who weighs 100 pounds or a girl who weighs 200 pounds, it should not matter what people think of you. If you place your value in other people, or I should say, if you place your bodily features in men, like of what men think about you, if you have big breasts, small breasts, and this guy likes big, this guy likes small, you're always going to be disappointed. You cannot place your value, your body, your standards in individuals, because if you do, you will always be disappointed, because humans make mistakes, and especially humans like objectifiable men who walk around looking for girls with low self-esteem only to use them for sex. What I'm trying to say is, girls, please do not be persuaded by these misconceptions that you have to have big breasts in order for a guy to like you. This type of misconceptions is what is damaging to female teen self-esteem. These are the type of misconceptions that get put in their head that they have to have big breasts in order to be a good-looking woman. That's simply not true. The point that I'm trying to make in this video is that these are misconceptions that are being built in the minds of young teenage girls and even adult females today. You have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way, you have to dress a certain way, all this bullcrap stuff. It's simply not true. And girls, if you're watching this, realize that you should never place your value in men. You should never place your value in other people. If you place your value, your self-esteem, and your physical bodily features in what a guy thinks of you, you are ultimately going to be disappointed consistently and constantly throughout your life. They ask me, well, how do you know? I know because I've been there. When I was in my first relationship, I placed my value, I placed my worth, I placed my physical features, everything upon the person I was in a relationship with. When this person ended everything, my life went to hell because I had my value, worth all rooted in a specific person. Don't do that. It is extremely destructive and damaging to one's self-esteem. Again, realize that this misconception spreading around that you have to have big breasts is false. If a guy truly cares for you, if a guy truly loves you, he will not care whether you weigh 90 pounds, 150 pounds, or 300 pounds. That's just the way it goes if he truly loves you and truly cares for you. One more message to the girls out there watching this video. If a guy is pursuing you for your body, get out of that relationship and cut contact with that guy as fast as you can say pumpkin spice. It will cause more harm to you than him, because the guy's motive is to have sex with you and to make you out to be a object, which you are not. You have value, you have worth, just as any other human has out there. Just because you're a girl does not mean you're inadequate. Just because you're a girl with small breasts or big breasts does not mean you are less worthy or that you are less wanted. That is simply a lie. That is simply a misconception. Please, listen to what I'm saying, think about what I'm saying, and if you can, live it.